Roll call.
Mayor Connie Ball.
Here.
Vice Mayor Bill Costner.
Here.
Alderman John Budd.
Here.
Alderman Freddie Gregg.
Here.
Alderman Kenny Morgan.
Here.
City Attorney Terry Hurd.
Here.
City Administrator James Fincham.
Here.
Thank you. First item of business is approval of the minutes of the October the 14th, 2014 meeting. Do we have a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor indicate by saying yes.
Yes.
Any opposition? I hear none. Item 4, Employee of the Month.
Mayor, we have two this month because, as y'all know, last month we ended up having to cancel the meeting between the holiday and issues that members were having. We were unable to get a quorum last month. So we actually have two, and the first one will be done by Mark Ramsey.
Thank you, everybody. I'm sorry, I've got a little bit of a cold, so I sound a little nasally, but our employee of the month from the fire department is Blaine Hartzell. Blaine came to us last March 2013, and he has completed 14 weeks of intensive training at the Northeast Regional Fire Training Association. He's also completed and is licensed EMR and first responder. Blaine comes to work every day that he's supposed to with a good attitude. He does what's asked of him. He don't complain about anything that I know of. And you know, he's just been a real asset to the citizens, to our department, and we feel honored to have him as part of our fire department family. So Blaine, congratulations on Employee of the Month. You've earned it, and it's just a little something, I guess, that goes with it.
Hey, Blaine, you have to be good because somebody actually bragged on you the other day for refereeing ball games, and you don't ever hear that.
No, you don't ever hear that.
So,
Also, Mayor and Board, if you just indulge me for just 1 minute, I would like to express my gratitude for the outgoing board members for the job that they done. They was always fair to our department. We worked well together. We had a few little hiccups, nothing that we didn't handle. When all said and done, a lot of business was done, things were accomplished, and it was an honor to work with you guys. And on behalf of myself and our department, I want to say thank you very much. And whatever your next endeavors will be, I certainly wish you success. And in the same spirit, I want to welcome the new board that we'll be looking forward to working with. And there will be some bumps and hiccups there, I'm sure, too, but we'll work through them. We'll try very hard. And I wish you the same success. So on behalf of that and our department and myself, thank you very, very much, and Godspeed to you.
Okay, for the current month, Tim Dockery will do the presentation.
Council, I want to reiterate what our fire department just said. Mark, it's been an honor and a pleasure to serve you, to work for you, and of course, thank you so much. Barbara? While on her way up, Blaine actually got all his training through the Parks and Recreation Department. He worked for us many moons as a lifeguard and as a baseball official and also as a basketball. So, Connie, we trained him well. All right, Ms. Williams was hired for the department in 2003 as a laborer in the Parks and Recreation Department. Barb's been with us for 11 years. Barb has worn many hats in our department. And it's true. When I say hats, she has a lot of hats that she wears. She was hired as a laborer. She's been a community center supervisor. She's been the front desk supervisor. She's been the supervisor at the City Park pool. She's been a concession worker at the state baseball tournaments. She's also works the admissions gates for the youth sports programs. And she's mothers everyone in the Parks and Recreation Department. But what Barb does best is her customer service. She makes everyone welcome at the Newport Community Center because that's the face they see, is Barbara's. And all the little people that come to our community center call her Miss Barb. So the employee of the month for December is Barbara Samples Williams.
Thank you, Dan.
Let me take my glasses off before you snap out.
Does she referee?
No, that's one thing she doesn't do. She staff-wise, she will, but not in a ball game. We'll go out to the mayor's office.
Okay.
Thank you, council.
Congratulations. Thank you, Tim. Next item, a report from interim city administrator James Fincham.
Mayor and board, this is one thing that we saw coming. I was going to talk about it last month. Of course, the meeting got postponed. If you'll recall, back in the spring when we were working on the budget, during the budget workshop, I reported to y'all that we were having trouble in acquiring rights of way for Phase 2 of the Riverwalk, and that if we did not obtain those by October, then that project the funding would go away for that project. We were unable to obtain that right of way, so in October, our funding went away. That was the deadline for the rights of way. Mr. Hurst, Mr. Dockery, and myself all talked with the property owner down there, and we just could not come to an agreement. It just wasn't going to happen. So sadly, the Phase 2 of the Riverwalk has gone away at this point. We talked about it. I know the mayor spoke at Kiwanis today, and we discussed it out there a little bit. We're ready to go on it down the line if we get to a point where we can get funding again, but there's no point in attempting to get funding until we can get some kind of an agreement on a right-of-way, because they just would not budge. And of course, the only alternative was to do eminent domain, condemn the property and take it, and it's just always been the city's position that we weren't going to do that for these types of projects. So barring that, it's just not going to happen at this point. The other thing, another thing, the deadline for the home grant applications is December the 12th at noon. We've had several inquiries about it. I don't know if we've had any come in yet or not. I didn't ask. I think we've had some. So, but the deadline is at 12 o'clock on the 12th. The last thing I want to talk about is last Friday night we had our second annual Small Town Christmas celebration. We had about twice the people we had last year come through, the parents and children. We had a good turnout over at the church. Had a good spread in the paper about it today. And I absolutely want to thank the folks that helped make that possible. Rusty Wallace Ford, Greg Von Cannon out there, he financed it. Kelly Stokely did 90% of the work. We gave her support and did a lot out of our office too, but she got out and really put it together. We thank the Southside Baptist Church who played a big role in it, the Baptist Church downtown for using their sanctuary for the program, the Cotton County A&I Fire, Cotton County Chamber of Commerce, Clay Blazer, and the high school leadership, and the Cosby High School Key Club all played a big role in making that happen, and we appreciate them and hope to make that a bigger and more special event next year. That's all we got.
Thank you, James. Next is board appointments. I have appointed Richard Harwood and Mitchell Webb, both reappointed to the board at the request of Charlie Bogan and the board. And that paperwork has already been signed by me and turned in to them. The Police Civil Service Board, there is one that is coming open, and the one that the council appoints out of the three. So this month is the end of that term. What is the pleasure of the council?
I make a motion, we nominate Freddie Gray. He's been on it before, so he knows what's going on.
Okay, we have a motion. Is there any other nominations? Yes. Do we need a motion to cease nominations?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
There wasn't a motion, you just take a nomination.
Just take a nomination, so.
And that was the only
Okay.
nomination, so we need a roll call
Okay.
vote on that nomination.
Okay, roll call, please.
John Bug,
Yes.
Mr. Kochner,
Yes.
Freddie Gregg, Kenny Morgan.
Yes.
Okay, that, Freddie will start that in January, and that replaces Linda Branham, who had been serving in that position. Item 7, a report from Tanner Preservation Alliance.
Good evening, Council. I don't have a lot to report today. I would like to also say that as President of Tanner Preservation Alliance, it's been my pleasure to work with this council for the past couple of years, and we really appreciate the support you've given us over those last 2 years. It's been my pleasure to really work with you guys. And I'm hoping that we will have the same type of relationship with the incoming council, and we look forward to working with that council also. What's the most important thing we've got, and I think Mayor Ball has got this already, and I believe Mr. Fincham has it. We received a final recommendation from the Community Design Center on the Tanner Building. Most of you know that they did an in-depth project proposal for us. They went in, did some floor planning and some other things they've done to try and help us get up to speed with what needs to be done in that building to preserve it. This is the final recommendation. I won't bore you with all the recommendations they came up with, but basically the money amount was probably the most important recommendation. We were looking at a substantial amount of funding before they got involved in this project, and there was quite a bit over budgeted from what they told us. So it's come in about a third less than what we originally thought it was going to be in order to restore that building and bring it up to code. So that was pleasing, but they've also done some floor planning to kind of give us some idea of what would need to be done in terms of the tenants and who else, if the senior center goes back in there or whatever else has to happen. They've given us some recommendations and drawn some floor plans to give us some ideas on what we can do to attract some tenants for that building also. So if anyone would like a copy of this, we'd be happy to provide it for you. I have it on my laptop, easy enough to make copies and provide it for everyone. But this is the final recommendation. Yes.
Did you see the letter from Community Design about the additional funding to what we talked about that day up there?
I don't think so, Kenny. Refresh my memory. I may have.
Just gave it to James. I got a copy of it via the mail.
Okay.
It was addressed to me and Brother Watts about the library design.
I see.
For them to rework some of the stuff, I guess.
Right.
I guess I'm asking because if it is, we need to put it on the agenda. It's $1,250 more.
No, I didn't receive that. I hadn't seen it. It was, that's what's required to go to CDC? That's what they're asking for?
Yes. Do you want to look at it right quick, then?
Sure.
Before the end of the meeting, we'll have to add it to the agenda.
Okay, yeah.
Have you seen it?
No, I haven't.
Do you want to give Lynn Trey and take a minute? I'm just saying, if y'all want to look at it before we,
I hadn't seen it either.
Okay, that's a memorandum of understanding of what they want to do, and if the library board decides that they want to go forward with that proposal. If I looked at that correctly, is that your understanding?
yeah. Essentially, they need $1,250 more dollars to continue to, I think that day they said to make different drawings.
Right. Yeah, to come up with some ideas in terms of how they can open that space up to meet the library's needs if they were still interested.
Yeah. So I guess to proceed, we need to make that money available for James to, as a board, we need to make the $1,250.
Yes, I would hope that that would be the case, but I think we have some funds available ourselves now too. I'm not sure how much exactly, but we would hope that we'd be able to at least participate in helping with that funding. We wouldn't require the city to come up with all of it, I wouldn't think.
That's only if the library's interested.
Exactly. If the library decides they want to proceed.
Do you want us to leave it alone and let the next council, they can address it?
Alvin, what's your understanding? Would you like to see us proceed?
No, I don't think so. I don't think there's any need to proceed with the library going to the town.
Okay, so makes this a
Be sure
moot
to look
point.
at that very close and make sure that there's nothing else in there before. I've not really looked at it. I handed it to James and.
Okay. Yeah, as far as I know, they haven't done anything else beyond the scope of this proposal that they gave us at the last meeting. They did mention that if they did do anything else in regard to the libraries, that it would cost additional funding. So we did know that, but I hadn't seen this letter up until now. So I guess at this point, it's kind of a moot point if the libraries decide they don't want to get involved. Last thing I have is, I'd like to, James, if you would, add to the agenda. We have a little agreement that we'd like for the city to take a look at the next meeting, next month's meeting. It's basically trying to formalize our relationship with the city in terms of how we go about submitting grants or asking for bids on the property. So we don't want to overstep our bounds in that regard. So we'd like to see if you guys could take a look at this and perhaps pursue it at the next meeting.
Will do.
Any questions? Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Nothing under old business. Under new business, item A is consideration of first reading of ordinance 2014-06, City of Newport budget amendment.
Excuse me, Mayor, if I might read that ordinance into the record, the caption, ordinance number 2014-06, an ordinance of amending the annual operating budget and capital program of the City of Newport, Tennessee, fiscal year 2014-2015. That would be the first reading tonight.
Any discussion, or do we have a motion to approve?
I have a question. Is this time sensitive at all?
Well, it's just,
It would be good because this one does have the home grant in it and the used oil grant. And I would like to have some of these items already in addition to the insurance costs that have increased that we need to address.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor indicate by saying yes.
Yes.
Opposed is no. I hear
And that's the first reading.
the first reading.
we'll have to have a public hearing and another reading.
Item B is consideration of Resolution 2014-13, accepting Cobb County Hazard Mitigation Plan.
Basically, that's which Randy came by and talked about it this afternoon, Fire Chief Reagan. This is just a interlocal agreement that we have that is ready to be renewed. We're already in it. It just has to periodically be renewed, and it's just an interlocal agreement between us, just like what we got into down at American Appliance Products last week, to make sure that, we work together to, when needed, to be able to be covered by our insurance if we have to leave the city to go work.
Do we have a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion?
Let me interject this. We did, when we went through it, we found that there's dates that need to be changed and names. It's still got Von Moore down as the mayor, but that's just technicalities. Everything else is okay. We just need to change, and Chief Reagan had checked on that and made sure that's going to be taken care of. But they just got, the dates are, it's got the old dates from the people that were there the last time.
Okay. All those in favor indicate by saying yes.
Yes.
Any opposed? I hear none.
And this came from the county, so that's why we weren't, that's why we didn't update it. They just brought it to us. So it's where it wasn't something we put together, they put it together. So just to make sure that when I say the stuff on it's not done, it wouldn't, because we didn't do it, the county did it and brought it to us.
Okay. Item C is consideration of Resolution 2014-14 for the sale of 2 properties from Newport Utilities to TDOT for the Highway 321 bypass project.
On that, Mayor, Terry and I went down when this first came in, looked at the properties to make sure that whether they were ours. They thought because it was in our name, they thought it was ours, the state did, and they sent it to us, but ultimately we took it to NUB, and then when they tried to move forward with it, they found that it needed to be approved here because it is in our name. So it's for the new bypass that comes through the industrial park down there, and it's just an acquisition of right away.
Do we have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor indicate by saying yes.
Yes.
Opposed is no. I hear none. Item D is consideration of allowing Cobb County to use the transfer station for a trial run of 30 days.
If you'll recall at the last meeting, that was discussed, and you all asked that I meet with Ben and Waste Management and the county and everybody, and we had a meeting. We discussed it, and it'd be my recommendation that we allow them to use it. They're wanting to start January the 1st and do it for 30 days through the month of January, or 31, however many days January's got. But for the whole month of January, and they said they need to do a whole month to get an accurate count on what it's going to be, and they really can't give the county any numbers on what the cost savings is going to be without doing this month trial run. So it would be based on what I understood that day, it'd be my recommendation that we allow them to do the trial run.
Does the city have some kind of out in that 31 days if there's a problem?
It's strictly just a trial, and they're paying for everything. There's going to be no expense to us. I mean, yeah, if we had a glitch, we can shut it down now.
I'll make the motion, Mayor.
Okay. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor indicate by saying yes.
Yes.
Opposed is no. I hear none. Item E is consideration of applying for the 2015 Farmers Market Grant.
Mayor, this is a grant that we have received several times in the past. It's a $1,000 grant. It's a 100% grant. There's no matching funds, and mostly it's for advertising for the farmers market. And they have to get our approval so they can apply for it.
Make a motion.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion?
Who's actually doing that?
Hicks.
Diane Steinfeld Hicks, yeah. I went blank when you asked me. Diana Steinfeld Hicks.
Is that the ones that came down here last year?
Well, that's the group, yeah. There's a whole group of them, but she's the head of that committee.
That's what I thought. Thank you.
Did somebody make a motion?
got a motion. Second.
Okay. All those in favor indicate by saying yes.
Yes.
Opposed is no. I hear none. Item 10 under bids is consideration of the asphalt bids.
Is Ben here?
We got one bid, correct?
Yes.
Yes. I had the board. Accept the bid.
That's all we got.
I'll second it.
We've got a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor indicate by saying yes.
Yes.
Opposed is no. I hear none. Comments from citizens? Yes.
Mayor Ball, I just would like to say what the other 3 or 4 people said before me, that I'd personally like to thank the city council for the job he done, for your service. Excuse me. I know everybody's going to have hiccups. We're going to have hiccups, but people, there's a whole lot of difference in sitting on this side of it and Riz on this side of it. And I just wanted you to know how much I appreciate you. I mean that. Thank you.
Coach, thank you.
Citizens' comments. And I myself would like to say that it's been a pleasure. Some of you, I didn't see your hand, honey.
Just a question. We have 3 council members on the current utility board. What happens in January?
That'll be addressed at the call meeting that we'll have January the 2nd.
To answer your question directly, though, there will be 3 vacancies on January the 1st.
Guys, some of you I've been with you for 8 years, but it's been a pleasure. Y'all have been supportive to me, professional, and I really appreciate that. And above all, I appreciate your friendship, and anything that I can do at any time to help you, all you got to do is call.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And to you all, yes.
I didn't hear, who was it that received the asphalt bid?
Newport Paving,
Newport Paving.
yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. God bless everyone. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Thank you.